very special time when we ready ourselves to welcome a new Life is Strange game.
I'd do anything to stop what happened that fateful night. Now, I have a second chance.
And I'm here to talk about it, having played the first couple of chapters.
Oh my goodness.
In this video brought to you by Outside Xtra and me, your local Life is Strange fan, and also our sponsor, Life is Strange Double Exposure.
Ooh.
Parallel world?
There's a world parallel to this one that I can access.
So, when I was approached to play the first couple of chapters, I said, get out of my way, give me that.
Elbows. Yeah, give me that. That's Jane. Yeah, my life is strange.
And now I'm very excited to talk to you, especially, because you have to listen to me.
Okay. That's what I signed up for.
Mysterious. Well, whatever we're celebrating, I think it calls for a selfie.
Oh, I just got this camera and I want to get some good use out of it.
I want to talk about Life is Strange and Life is Strange Double Exposure, and specifically how it is a peak, like a very pure Life is Strange experience that I am here for. Yeah, like a real concentrated Life is Strange vibe. So let's get into it. The many ways in which Life is Strange Double Exposure is like peak Life is Strange.
What should we say?
Damn, I think I have hypothermia.
Moses has
hypothermia.
So it is, I want to say, peak Life is Strange in many ways, but not least of all because Max is back.
Will I see you later?
You know where to find me.
Oh, wow.
Max, like OG
Yeah.
Life is
Timey-wimey.
Strange protagonist back from Life is Strange 1.
Amazing.
Part of the Life is Strange gaming power couple that is Max and Chloe. And she's back after all this time, and we're going to reconnect with Max and her story.
If high school Max could see the places I've seen, the people I've met.
And you will perhaps want to know what she's been up to, maybe what Chloe's been up to.
Is this about the blue-haired girl whose picture you keep in your wallet?
It's not a game about Max and Chloe by a very, very, wide margin.
Mm-hmm.
But there are little, hints and little bits of texture and little bits of story about, what has happened to Max in the time between Life is Strange 1 and now.
Right.
Life is Strange Double Exposure.
Right.
So it will allow you to play the story that's in your head canon.
Yeah.
Because you will have a conversation with someone who will ask you questions about so who's this Chloe?
Wait, you snooped in my wallet?
Stop deflecting. The girl with the blue hair. What's the deal with you two?
And in that way, the game is accepting your official version of the story.
Oh,
So
so
from
there
Life is
isn't a
Strange-
canon ending. It's just
Well,
kind of sort of them asking
it's
you, or is
your
it
chosen
your
ending?
chosen
So it's
ending?
Look, we were kinda high school sweethearts. Okay?
There's a question so what happened to this Chloe, which is essentially the question of what happened at the end of your version of Life is Strange 1. Did you sacrifice Arcadia Bay to be apocalyptically wrecked in order to save Chloe, which would be correct?
Would it kill you to open up the teeny tiniest bit? What happened?
Or
Bay
did
of
you
the
do
Bay.
the opposite thing? Did you do the reverse of that? And the game will allow for either of those things, and there's kind of bits and pieces of delicious tasty lore in stuff like Max's journal and audio flashbacks and other kind of artifacts in the game. But it is not first and foremost a Max and Chloe story. It is absolutely a Max story. What's Max up to? How's she doing these days? And let me tell you, she is living her best life.
Took this right after I left Arcadia Bay. I think that's the most alone I've ever felt.
Apart from, and we'll get to it, it is a supernatural murder mystery.
Oh.
So
There has been a murder.
is still murder.
Whoa. Who said anything about murder? The email said there was a death.
Would it be a Life is Strange if there weren't like high stakes life or death?
Yeah.
And supernatural powers.
Yeah. But is it cozy murder?
It is somewhat cozy murder.
See, we like cozy murder.
I'll tell you about it. It's the ideal time of year to be playing a cozy supernatural murder
Let's
mystery.
solve a crime.
So supernatural powers. You don't have the time rewinding anymore. You remember the time rewinding?
Yeah, they're kind of like, oh no, I don't want to do that. That didn't happen. Let's ask a different thing.
No longer. In Life is Strange Double Exposure, Max's power is shifting between two parallel timelines.
If I could look at that skull up close, I could learn something. Oofa doofa. That's gonna take some getting used to.
Which is like a kind of an interesting like remix on the idea of time powers.
Yeah.
So she can kind of open a portal and step between two like parallel but different timelines. And there is a connected ability that is the power to see from one timeline into another timeline in a sort of like supernatural detective vision. So you can kind of peer from one into the other to, you know, solve puzzles and investigate things.
Declare your allegiance!
Come on, Diamond. Seriously? Conscientious objector.
So if I did this, it would look like this. But if I did this, it would look like this. That sort of vibe? Or
No, it's more like spying on people from one timeline while you're in the other timeline.
Right. Okay,
So,
slightly
yeah.
creepier than I thought, but still fun.
If you like. So that's why it's called double exposure, because there's two timelines, two parallel timelines that you're like shifting
And
between.
she likes photography.
And it's a double meaning around
good.
double exposure.
Actually, let's try the silly face again.
So to catch you up, Ellen, Max is now the artist in residence at a very swanky New England university called Caledon University, and it is gorgeous. The thing about Life is Strange, maybe not across the board, but like often, is it's this kind of like aspirational, like young adult experience. And yeah, you're kind of sad because there's been a murder or whatever.
but
otherwise,
otherwise,
also, Max is like artist in residence at this extremely prestigious university. It is a beautiful campus. It's covered in snow. It's got like these old, beautiful buildings. And as part of the gig, if you're the artist in residence at Caledon University, you get the artist in residence, which is this incredibly baller, like open plan cottage with a dark room in the basement. I'm jealous is all I'm gonna say.
yeah.
Oh, wow. I guess I haven't been home in this world for a couple days.
It kind of made me think about Life is Strange True Colors.
Yes.
You know, with Alex Chen and the way, there's been a murder or a death or whatever, and it's really sad. But also, she's turned up in town and been given this incredible sort of loft-style apartment above a bar with a rooftop, like terrace.
Yeah.
And I'm not being shady. I think that's part of the Life is Strange experience.
Yeah.
It's part relatable and real and human and awkward. And it's part, like, just a little bit cool and aspirational.
Yeah, it's really like the aesthetic.
Oh,
Like,
the aesthetic.
That is
It's got
is
aesthetic
peak.
out the
Out the
wazoo.
wazoo.
And Max is hanging out in, like vibey bars. It is a kind of dream university experience. Even though she's not like an undergrad, she is an artist in residence. She's, a bit more senior.
Ah, yes. The telltale signs of a 10 coffee all-nighter.
Okay, next up in the ways that Life is Strange Double Exposure is like peak Life is Strange, just like a very distilled Life is Strange experience, is flirting.
Of course.
Of course, straight out the gate. I feel like it's almost not the first thing you do, but it is among the first things you do.
Yeah.
Among the first things you have the option to do.
Brilliant.
Is to get your flirt on. And I will admit to enjoying that.
Is this a date thing or is this a friend thing?
I'm not above flirting in a video game, and I think it was really nicely done. So look forward to that, Life is Strange fans. And there's more than one person you can flirt with, even in the first couple of chapters. And I'm not saying you're going to go for it. I'm not even saying you're going to enjoy all your options, but the options are there.
If I know our audience pretty well. We're all like, hee hee hee.
Hey,
Yeah? Yeah. Cute banter, barely restrained sexual tension, etc. I'm busy, Max. Another time.
Wow. Okay.
What else did I enjoy? More Life is Strange kind of elements, more peak Life is Strangeness, is how dorky Max is still really dorky.
Good.
Like, she hasn't grown up and become cool.
Oh, you don't do that
She's
ever.
still kind of
You just get-
adorkable.
yeah.
She's just adorable and older now and has a house. So
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what being an adult is, eventually.
So like the voice, that very much the character, the voice of Max. I mean, literally the voice, but also like the voice of the character is still very much Max. So however you feel about Max, that's how you're gonna feel about Max. She's still our Max.
So I found this guy named Alan, but he didn't know anything about a wrench.
No, Max, not literally Alan. It's... Oh. You are a lifesaver, Max. Dad joke aside.
And so there's flirting, and she's dorky, and there's dorky flirting.
Far be it for me to pass up an opportunity to accrue more sexy points.
These are the things I look for in a Life is Strange experience. Is like dorky flirting and puzzle solving and supernatural murder mystery or what have you. Okay?
This is making me want to like wrap up on a sofa with a blanket and
It looks
like
really cold there.
a pumpkin spice latte
Yeah.
or something, and just
There's a bar, like a really vibey university kind of campus style bar there with like exposed brick walls. You can imagine that. And out the window you just see this kind of very like crisp and deep snow. It is real cozy vibes. It's actually a really good looking game. I haven't even got around to that, but you know, you can see it. It's a really nice looking game. The environments are like really, really beautiful. All the design is lovely, and also graphically it's really nice to look at. So
and
think
I find
you'll
that
enjoy
the Life is Strange games always look very like lived in spaces as well, which is quite nice, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. But, I mean, because that is like also the material of the game, is that you're
Yeah.
going around and like investigating everything and looking at everything.
up
So
all
it
the
has to look like lived in and detailed.
Yeah.
And, it looks hella lived in, hella
Yeah.
detailed. She's got me saying it now.
Hello, Mr. Counselor. Would you like me to start with my time travel trauma, or should we dive right into finding my friend dead in the snow?
I know you enjoy a murder mystery.
I do.
You like a bit of Only Murders in the Building.
That's the best show.
There we go.
yes.
There's a little bit of like Only Murders in the Building vibe, actually, because there's someone on campus who is making a true crime podcast.
Great.
What can I do for you?
You could give me a quick soundbite for my podcast.
And is obviously like sleuthing their way around the murder on campus.
Oh, Loretta must have left this to finish uploading.
I love that, for one, because I'm a big fan of Only Murders in the Building.
Yeah.
But also, the girl who is making this podcast is kind of, to me, maybe just my opinion, kind of annoying. But I deliberately, I believe, annoying in that way where it's quite gratifying to have like a low-key nemesis.
Hi, Professor. I just thought you might want to know that Miss Caulfield's been listening to your calls.
To me, a very
I
like
will solve this before
a very
you.
exactly. Hello, who's the sleuth on campus? Me with my supernatural powers.
Okay, now's my chance to get into Moses' office. Where's a place I can shift to the other timeline?
I'm super interested and invested and suspicious of like various characters, which is exactly where you want to be positioned like early on in a murder
Great.
mystery. I have my suspicions. Now for the really juicy stuff, okay? And I want to talk about my theories about what's going on in the second chapter that I've played, and maybe how things are going to play out in the rest of the game, in the later chapters. Okay, so this is just my speculation, my theory, but potentially spoilery, and definitely spoilery for chapter 2. So Ellen, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
But that night turned my life upside down. Again. Sophie!
There's a lot of stuff I've noticed where you're hearing secondhand as Max about people, like other characters who are acting or who've been acting seemingly like super out of character. Okay, so like Safi, Max's best buddy,
Right.
who is also the murder victim,
Yeah.
right? You hear in the alternate universe that she's been acting really weirdly and like pissing off Lucas, who is one of the Caledon professors, okay? And you're like, that's not like her.
Safi once threatened to turn Robbie against me. I know she's capable of it.
Okay, and then there's this other professor, Gwen. She's been accused of some really pretty heinous stuff on campus.
Oh, man.
And it also, like, doesn't seem in character for her to be doing that.
Hold on. There's no way Yasmin thinks you were selling drugs.
How could she not? That there is security footage of someone who looks like me, dealing to students.
Like, my personal pet theory is, like, there are, like, doppelgangers.
Oh
Like,
my god.
there's somewhere there's, like, doppelgangers or, like, supernatural doubles, right, from the alternate timeline, or kind of, like, being created by the alternate timeline, or something. Like, your evil twin, like, evil twin characters who are
Right.
doing things that the original character, like Max Prime, would never do.
Gwen got Sophie's book cancelled?
Oh, so like the ones would be pruned in Loki kind of
Thank
vibes.
you. Yeah, exact alternates, right?
Yeah.
And that would explain the odd behaviour you're hearing about secondhand, which leads us right to the shock reveal, okay, at the end of chapter 2. Hold on to your butts.
Hope Moses is doing all right. I should go see if he's gotten Sophie's camera hooked up yet.
So Max and her pal Moses, right, discover a photograph on a camera that shows Max holding a gun, odd, and totally shockingly implies that actually Max is somehow the killer.
Max, you killed her?
Oh my god.
And
what?
you're like, nah,
No,
no
not
way,
Max.
not Max. Okay, so big shock. But I reckon
yeah.
that's not real Max. I mean, it can't be real Max. We
Alt
sort
Max.
of know. I reckon it's like Max's double, which fits with the like double exposure theme again. And that's my current theory.
That isn't me in the picture. I swear.
Yes it is, Max!
It's Photoshop. A deepfake, maybe. I don't know.
I also feel like when you're very early on in a murder mystery is that like any clues you're given almost have to be red herrings because they can't like show you who it's gonna be
Yeah.
like on day one.
Yeah, unless it's the first one and they're like, oh no, actually had an alibi, and then like they find out 6 days later that alibi was wrong, and so in the very last episode you're like, I was him, and that's
Ellen should be making the true crime.
No, I just watch a lot of murder mysteries.
Ellen knows.
Find the skull rustler. Save Sophie. Hopefully. And my best leads are Lucas Colmenero and the Abraxas Society.
Maybe all the normal like whodunit detective deduction rules go out the window when you're dealing with two versions of every character.
Yeah.
Okay, that's tough. Now I don't know if in the final chapters of the game, I don't know if we'll be able to like undo the terrible murder that happens right at the start of the game or not.
Right.
Like maybe it'll be another really horrible choice to like sacrifice Safi, like sacrifice your beloved friend, or like destroy the entire university in a storm because that's classic like Life is Strange.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be really embarrassed if my like evil twin theory is wrong, but I mean Max holding a gun in that photo, that's all I can think.
Wrong, yeah.
But let's talk about it after the full game's out and I can be like, nailed it.
Holy shit, what are those?
You can see those?
Yeah. Do you think this is what Reggie saw?
I feel like this murder mystery, as an engine for the plot, I feel like it's really gonna like pull you through the game from chapter to chapter, trying to unravel this mystery, and I'm super looking forward to like getting to the bottom of this thing.
Who's out there?
This one I've been saving for you, Ellen, and there is a cat that you can adopt.
Look at you! That's
And you can like choose what color it is. So I'm not gonna get super into it. But there we go.
Yep, sold,
Alan's,
yeah.
Alan's into that.
Oh, right. Affection. What was I thinking?
So there is a murder mystery, but also a cat. So
I mean,
yeah.
That's one of the reasons I liked Murders in the Building, is because there was a cat in it at some point as well, and I was like,
I feel
sold.
like they might be pandering to you, Ellen. As,
100%.
you know,
this
with
feels like it.
a house and a cat,
Yeah.
the dream.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There. A bed fit for a king.
Last and extremely not least in the Life is Strange experience is exquisite indie music.
Oh yeah.
And we've got exquisite indie music. There's a lot of
Great.
Tessa Rose Jackson. You know.
A nice acoustic guitar.
There will be exquisite indie music. Don't you
Yeah.
worry. I don't know how much of it we can put on YouTube.
Probably none.
But it will
The
be
menu
there.
screen.
Don't you worry.
I haven't stayed in one place this long since, well, it's been a while. I almost forgot what belonging feels like.
So those are my initial thoughts, feelings, impressions on Life is Strange Double Exposure. I can't wait to dig into the rest of the chapters and like figure out who done it.
I can't wait to go in and pick what colour my cat will be.
Yeah. So Ellen is also catered for.
Yeah.
The game comes out in full on the 29th of October, so there's a little wait. If you order the Ultimate Edition, then you get chapters 1 and 2 a couple of weeks early.
Okay.
From the 15th of October.
Exciting.
And then you also get the cat. So the cat is Ultimate Edition content.
I'll have to do that, aren't I?
Yes, this is the angle I need.
So thanks for watching this video about Life is Strange Double Exposure, brought to you by Outside Xtra and me, and also our sponsor, Life is Strange Double Exposure. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon on Outside Xtra.
Thanks for joining. Take care. Bye.
Meow.